Good morning, guys. It's Migs with Market Open. Took a couple of trades this morning. Very small gains, but there wasn't really anything on the watch list this morning that I really liked. GME being one of my main candidates for a short, but also the market is not really quite making up its mind on which way it wants to go, so it's just kind of within a range right now. So I went ahead and took my gains, and I was out up 128 bucks, which is not really a lot, but better than being red on the day. So let's start with the first trade I took today, which was GME. GME being the main candidate this morning, but it didn't really quite give us a ideal setup. I actually ended up taking it on the second candle, which is I usually typically don't do that. I like to wait till at least the third candle for it to go. So I took it right here under the lows with a stop all the way up here at $13. So it's a relatively large stop. So I only took 250 shares, and right here I got filled right at 1262, and rode it all the way down. So it pulled back a little bit, and I rode it all the way down to, let's see here, GME 1225. So I got my 1-to-1 out of it, and in the meantime, I took a trade on Starbucks. So I had a couple fumbles this morning. I shorted 100 shares here. I really meant to do 500, so I immediately had to turn around and short another 400. And then when I covered my Starbucks, or whenever I covered my GME, I think I went short or something on Starbucks, but that's what this little $6.50 loss is. So, but either way, we knew that Starbucks was going to be a short this morning. So right here, every time it went up, it sold off. So I ended up shorting it right at 57.07. So right here under the lows, basically. Let's see here. So sold off right around here. So I really wanted to short it right under the lows at 57.10. But as you can see, this candle is not very friendly. So I just kind of whipped down, and I got filled at the bottom, of course. So right at 935. Let's see here. It was actually this candle right here. I feel like it was probably 57.10 was probably my entry here. 57.10 with my stop was actually going to be 57.30. So 20-cent stop. That's what led me to the 500 share position on that. Starbucks is usually not a very big mover. It's got it's like 1.3 billion in float, so it doesn't really move a lot. So I went ahead and shorted it, and I got to down here, and I started noticing that it started basing out. Every time it hit here, it just bounced, and it wasn't making any sort of advancements towards the low side. It should have pulled back and then just kept on going, but it didn't. It was starting to form a base. So what I did is I went ahead and took my shares off. So took them off right at 56.99. So right here, right at 945. Now, as you can tell, I actually pulled all the way back to VWAP, and now it's actually coming back. So that is another trade I almost did take. Let's see here. But this candle was a little too large. So usually I like for it to pull back to VWAP, make some sort of small candle in the 5-minute, and the next candle make a new low, and then I'll take it down to the downside again, and usually below the lows. But if you notice, this candle is all the way from 56.94 all the way up to 57.10. So I would ideally like a candle like this that's only like 10-15 cents, or well, probably like more like 10 cents max, especially on Starbucks, up here and then get rejected and come back down. But it's just this candle was way too big for me to take it on the short side. I knew that I wasn't going to be able to get 2-to-1 on something like this, so I went ahead and I didn't take it. Let's see here. Now, right before I covered GME, so as you can see right here, 2 minutes later, I meant to buy back my shares on GME, but I actually went long on GME, so then I ended up covering it right away 6 seconds later. So that's how I lost those $6.50, and then went ahead and covered my GME trade at 12.25 with a $92.50. Now, one thing I did want to point out is this actually happened. Actually, no, let's go back to the X trade. X. So this is my one regret for the day. I didn't take it because I forgot which one I was trading. Let's see here. So this is a perfect bull flag pattern. So up, pull back to the moving average. Next candle make a new high. Right here would have been my entry. So this candle really here should have been my entry. So at 9:36. Now what was I trading? I was trading Starbucks at 9:35.57. So that's the reason why I was not able to take X. I would have made my 2-to-1 on this, and definitely my biggest regret on the day. But if you guys notice, there were a lot of other people watching it as well, because if you see this pullback, and this candle right here correlates with the amount of volume that was put into the stock. So here, let me see if I can switch it out. Here we go. Right here. So right there. Okay. So just in this candle alone, as you can see here down in the volume bar, there's over 135,000 shares of volume. So people saw this and just went long on it. So that's how you can confirm that the move is right. So you can also confirm that other people are seeing exactly what you're seeing. You need to see the volume grow. So as soon as I saw that, I wanted to kick myself, but you know, there was nothing really I could do about it. I just hoped that Starbucks kept tanking, which it really didn't. Now there was another thing, GME, another confirmation in volume here. I believe it was on the 5-minute. So right here. Okay, so usually I do a VWAP projection, just like I showed you guys on that Starbucks trade. I would have. Now I saw this candle have way too much volume behind it. So typically I would short this as it broke the low of this candle. So right here at 12:37, entry would have been 12:36 with a stop right here at 12:55, 500 shares short. And but I saw this candle form, and obviously it didn't break the low, so I didn't get in. But then I also noticed that the volume on GME was over 1 million shares in volume just in this candle alone. So if you want to go short, you want to make sure that the red candles have more volume than the green candles. If the green candles are starting to get more volume than the red candles, obviously there's more buyers in the stock than there are sellers. So it wanted to turn direction. That's basically what it's telling you. So this candle correlates to this volume bar, and it's telling you that it's going to start going back up just during this time. Now, a good short would probably be here at the 1250 area. So if it broke under this, I'm most likely not going to take it though, because the market's starting to turn around. As you can see, it sold off this morning. It didn't close the gap, and then now it's starting to come back. And it's just confusing. I'm not really sure which way this thing wants to go. The daily on GME is relatively good. Let me show you guys. It's pretty good because it's actually way below anything. There's no sort of support, even I believe dating back like 10 years. So this is like a new 52-week low. There's absolutely nothing to support this thing. And it was definitely my main candidate for this morning, but since the market can't really make up its mind on what it's doing, I'm not going to take this short. So I'll probably check back on this later on in the day. Let's see, what's the bottom of this candle? This candle is 1250. So yeah, so if it breaks 1249, I would most likely would have gotten in if I was going to keep trading for the rest of the day. Stop right here at 1275. As you can see, it goes up, fails, bounces, goes up, makes a lower high, fails again, and that would be your short entry right there. But not really quite trusting it, so I'm just going to leave it alone, be happy with the gains. Hey guys, thanks for watching the video. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure that you subscribe. Also hit that little bell button. It'll give you a notification next time I put out a video. If you guys have any questions, make sure to put it down in the comment section below. Also make sure to join our Facebook group. It's completely free. The link to that will be down in the description where I post my watch list for you guys to be able to profit off of every single morning. Alright guys, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.